Welcome to the introduction to the Bobby Dazzlers. I'm Marina from Frocks Frolics and I'm going to teach you this course. You can do the dungarees in 3 lengths there. You have the full length, the ankle length and then short length. Let's have a quick look at the detail now. So we have got the little side pockets here, and what I did here is I gave this a little bit of a corner, which I think is great. It made it look so much prettier than having the pocket just go straight down. And then the other pockets you have just on the right side of the back pants, and they are really full pockets. I mean, you can't really put anything in there, but they look very, very cute. So we've got those, and then we've got the classic patch pockets as well. I've ironed on a motif, which I think is quite nice. And when you're making the extra pockets on the little pants, they actually go really, really way down here, but I thought I'd rather have them a bit more structural. I didn't want them to be even smaller than this. On this one, I sewed the racing car on all the way around. And on the other one, I've just ironed it on. It's already coming off. So I would actually say do iron it on and then stitch it on, because I'm a little bit worried this might come off. So I'm going to have to go in with a sewing machine and sew all the way around it before this goes to my grandchild, because I don't want it to come off. And then we have a faux zip here. So I haven't got anything underneath it. There is no need to do that. Look, I've just stitched across it. Put a little bit of paper underneath it while you're stitching it so it doesn't stretch too much in this area, and then just strip the paper away. That's absolutely fine. And the one thing I quickly want to do is I want to show you how beautiful the contrast fabric looks on the inside as well. I'm going to just open this up and we're going to have a look on the inside. So use your contrast fabric for the bib, for the back, and also of course in here for your snap placket. And then in here, just have a quick look at this fabulous closure. Let me just turn this inside out for you so you can have a little look. So we've got here the closure, and we have a back placket, we've got a shorter front placket, and when this is all put together, it's just the best closure. What I've done here is I've made sure that everything is on the same height. It's also something you can look at when you're making it. So if this is like really out, you know there's something wrong. Let's get started by having a look at the placket closure with the trusty KamSnaps, because I've plainly found it nicer and flatter than using the metal snaps. We're going to have a look at those in a minute. And we have got the facings here, or the snap placket, and I'm using a contrast fabric, which I think is really nice for this. Not only does it look nice, but of course it's much flatter. One of the things that of course you will discover when you work with denim is that it's quite thick. So having a contrast fabric for the snap placket, I think that is quite important. We are working this where we are seeing none of the snaps on the front, which I think is really nice. They only go through the snap placket facing. So doing that, and we have to interface that really well, but it makes it look way more professional, I think. And then we've got it through all the layers at the back. Let's have a look at what that looks like when you are making these with metal snaps. It is nice, but they are much more heavy in here, and by the time you've done them up, you're thinking, this is a lot of snap here. It's up to you whether you say, I'll do the KamSnaps like Marina did, or I'm using the metal snaps. Now, the one thing that is nice about the metal snaps is of course the look, but, and this is the one, I take this back so you can see it, you don't actually see these, right? You see them on the back, but you don't see them when this is done up. So what does it matter what you use? I found the KamSnaps lasted the best. They didn't come apart, so that's all quite nice. So KamSnap closure for me, the preferred option, but you can see what you want to do. Now, let's have a look what this looks like if you're going through all the layers instead of just the front layer. I did a larger one, so my brand new grandchild has many of these to wear, so they're not all the same size. And in this case, I've put the metal poppers in through all the layers. Let me just do these up. Again, I've used a really nice slab placket facing. It's really gorgeous. And these are even bigger, as you can see here. I was not a great fan of that. I thought that that was, you know, just too thick. And I thought, well, if you have this little leg and you really need to press on it to do the mouth, your baby will not say thank you. You can also leave that snap placket off. I've done that in this example. This is the size 6 to 9 months and I've got the ankle length. It's really nice for rolling up. I think it looks so, so cute. It's absolutely gorgeous. The only difference in how you sew this is that we're closing this inner leg seam first and then we do the hem. If you're putting the snap placket on, you do the hem first and then you put the snap placket on. Here we do it the other way around, and I think it's ever so cute like this, to be honest. And you roll it up and I mean, this is gorgeous. So if you don't need this anymore, your child is out of nappies, or you actually don't mind because it's very easy and very quick to take it off, then of course you can omit the snap placket. Classic black denim, which I think, again, it looks great, especially when you use this kind of orangey color in the top stitching. So we've had top stitching here, contrast gray and cream, and then I have a charcoal where I used a yellow thread, which I also think is really gorgeous. So denim really rocks for this, I have to say. I also made them in a nice stripy linen that you can see here, and I've turned them up a bit. Of course, you don't have to. Let's unroll these a second here. So you can see that. And again, here we've got the placket in this, and I've got the KamSnaps. In the stripy linen, not such a fan of the fabric really. I think denim is the nicest there. But I also made it for a newborn in this gorgeous flannel. And you can see here my little buckles were too big. And I actually changed the pattern to the 3 centimeters for all the straps so that they fit with a 3 centimeter buckle. I found that it was difficult to find one which was just under 3 centimeters. So change the pattern so it works brilliant with these buckles. Then I've also made it in a lighter denim. It looks rather homemade. I used the KamSnaps here because my snaps hadn't arrived yet, but it's always good to see it. And I've put them in here as well in the yellow. I think it's not bad. And I've also used 2 of these here instead of the buttonhole. So that is an option. Now, one thing about the buttonholes, if you're wanting to make these, putting the buttonhole in this area here is really difficult. The heavier the denim, the more the seam allowance in this area will interfere. If you have proper jeans fabric like I do here, it's like a nightmare to get through this, right? This is so thick. I literally had to do zigzag stitching up, zigzag stitching down, a tap on either side. This is not a buttonhole. I mean, of course, if it's done up, it's okay. So what you can do is just put a popper there as well, a nice sturdy metal popper, and that will work too. For everyone that really struggles with these buttonholes, I've come up with a method to get around this. So I'm going to make the bib and then put the buttonhole in and then put the bib on the lower pants, which makes this a lot thicker here. Now, my method that I've worked out is great because it gives you a very clean and very easy to construct finish. So when we're doing the bib first, it will be a bit more bulky here, but it might be worth it to get the buttonhole in. And then I've also used the jeans buttons here, and they come from Amazon. These are quite easy to put in. You just need a hammer for for that. So this one I've hammered in quite a lot, and I don't know if you can see this, it's a bit wonky. Not that that matters. Once it's done up, you can't even see it. And here we've got the sliders and the buckles, and sliders and buckles again. I have got for you a link on Amazon so that you can get exactly the right size that fits this. That's 3 centimeters across here. And I've also put links in for the European customers, which do not go to my Amazon shop, of course, because I don't have a German or European Amazon shop. But I also give you a link where you can get the stuff. We can now go on to having a look at the sewing pattern in detail in the next chapter. See you there.